God damn it! I wasn't going to make a 13th Doctor related video today because, believe it or not, yes, I still make non-Doctor Who related videos on this channel. But it seems that every time I have something else planned, more bullshit seems to come out of my probably soon-to-be formerly favorite TV show. So, what's the story today? Oh, just the usual. Some more sexist, racist crap. Less than a week before Series 1 airs nonetheless. Great PR move, guys. Just brilliant. So, it's not about gender, is it? Really? Well, let's take a look at this article then. Title: It's a mistake to think that the only heroes are white men. And here we have it, Jodie Whittaker's ideology on full display. According to Whittaker, the quote, casting is a triumph for diverse storytelling. I think you're mixing up the script and casting. These are two completely different things. Whittaker says that she, quote, doesn't have to defend her casting against critics. She says, I don't want to defend the decision to have a female doctor because there's nothing to defend. I'm playing an alien. Matt Smith wasn't qualified. Peter Capaldi wasn't qualified. Okay, time to be a bit brutal. Jodie, let's look at some facts here. Chris Chibnall made making the Doctor female a condition of employment, which cut out at least half the candidates arbitrarily. It has been rumored that Olivia Colman was approached, who was a choice I would have agreed with, and then she turned the role down flat. Colman starred in Broadchurch, a show in which Chibnall was showrunner. It's very convenient that his second choice also starred on that show. Jodie, you're good at what you've done in the past, but you do not have it in you to play the Doctor. Sorry, but this is the honest truth. You're trying to be over the top in the clips and trailers we've already seen, and it doesn't work. If we can tell you're trying too hard, it's called acting. Maybe you'll wow everyone when the show comes out, but I highly doubt it. You also had discriminatory BBC policy working in your favor. Now, let's talk about the jab you took at Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi. Unlike you, Jodie, their castings were based on meritocracy. You know, the concept that the best person gets the job. I've had many problems with Stephen Moffat's handling of Doctor Who, especially during the past two series, but I applauded both these casting choices. You see, Jodie, when casting the 11th Doctor, Moffat made it clear that he only wanted an older actor to play the role because he wanted a departure from David Tennant, but he kept his options open and still interviewed actors of all ages. And nobody better throw the "but only men were considered" line because that was before Moffat retconned this part of the Doctor's character. Matt Smith came in and blew everyone away, and because of this, Moffat put aside his plans for an older Doctor and Smith got the part. Meritocracy! He was the best person for the job. Unlike Chibnall, Moffat was willing to be flexible, and Smith turned out to be a great Doctor. The problems with his era had nothing to do with him, they largely had to do with Moffat and some very bad scripts. Now let's talk about Capaldi. This was the best actor ever to play the Doctor. It was Moffat that pissed away this opportunity. This was a man who was born to play the Doctor, and the interpretation that we got in Series 8 was nothing less than perfection. He got it because he was the best person for the role and audiences agreed. His public announcement video is still on YouTube, so I suggest you check it out. Judging by the response, it seems that most of Who fandom agreed at the time. Again, the problems with this era are not down to him. They are the fault of Moffat, bad scripts, and the intrusion of identity politics. I encourage everyone to check out my Doctor Who and the Gender Pay Gap video when I compare the merits of Capaldi and Whittaker. How was your introduction handled, Jodie? No public announcement, just a hastily put together video that pretty much split the fan base because many of us could see what was going on there. Follow that by a year in which the focus has been on race, gender, and ideology, and then top it off with the ridiculousness of things like this article. Right before the series starts. Being hired based on equity policies does not mean that you were the best choice for the role. They can challenge my academic qualifications fine, but no one can be properly qualified for this job unless they've got two hearts and come from Gallifrey. Really bad argument there, Jodie. The same could be said about Batman, but I'm pretty sure we'd like a qualified person to get the role. And academic qualifications? What, you mean a degree in gender studies? Oh, don't worry, Jodie. I'm pretty sure you have the ideology down pat. She then says that while the announcement of her casting, quote, may have been a major moment in the TV landscape, she hopes that in the future will not be seen as remarkable. I truly hope in a couple years casting a woman in a traditionally male role won't be so exciting, because when it's not celebrated, it will mean it's no longer unusual to have this sort of parody. Okay, firstly, SJWs and feminists will never celebrate because they merely exist to destroy everything, and when they finish destroying everything, they still won't be happy. And Jodie, feminism has taken over or is in the process of taking over what seems to be every major franchise at this point. I know your ego thinks this was a major moment, but this is pretty much par for the course at this point. We all know it's about ideology at this point. Quality be damned, a 55-year-old franchise be damned. Stories shouldn't always be told from the same perspective. It's a mistake to think that the only heroes are white men. When, Jodie? When have stories only been told from the same perspective? How about giving some examples, because I can think of about 50 off the top of my head that have been told from many different perspectives. Also, who said the only heroes are white men? This is what feminists say other people say, but it's not actually what other people say. Nice straw man. I've spent the last year hanging out with my Doctor Who family, and those are very different points of view. I get to see the world for a fleeting moment through their eyes. How lucky am I? It's the representation of humanity that matters. That's the conversation. No, it's not a conversation, it's a fucking TV show. Okay, that's it for today, everyone. Follow me on Twitter, check out my other channel, links in the description. Jesus Christ, have a good day.